Stents, obviously the Melbourne City game was a pretty devastating result. What do you think went wrong there?
Yeah, we were really disappointed with our effort in the first half. We thought we had a good game plan, but just didn't quite execute it very well after probably the first 10 or 12 minutes, and then just dropped our heads once we conceded a couple of goals. So we understand that we need to be better. The result and the performance, especially in the first half, isn't something that we're prepared to accept. And you know, the players' attitude at training this week has shown just how disappointed they are with what happened on Saturday.
Looked like you'd sort of turned a corner a month ago, 2 wins on the bounce, but when you go down 5-0, albeit to the top team, is it difficult not to get the players sort of on their own backs and start to drop their heads like that?
No, it's not really difficult because they're professionals. They've got a lot of pride in their performance, and same with the coaching staff as well, you know. So it's very easy for them to be highly motivated for this game this week because we know we're better than what we showed on Saturday, and we're really keen to put our best foot forward and prove that we are a team that needs to be taken seriously in this competition.
Is there an extra bit of grit between the teeth, perhaps?
Well, you'd hope so. So we need to see a response because no one's prepared to have another performance and result like that again.
Obviously, Unite Round this week, a massive thing for the men's game as well, but for the women's game, having both men's and women's in the same city is a pretty huge step. How massive an opportunity is this for you to show yourselves off?
Yeah, I think it's one of the things that makes our sport really unique. We've always tried to promote the women's game alongside the men's game because we play at the same time of the year. So the fact that this Unite Round, which is an amazing concept in itself, is able to happen jointly with the A-League men and A-League women, I think it's something that's unique to our code and something that I hope the fans of all teams embrace.
Canberra obviously haven't had a great season either. You know, it's the cliche that every game's a must-win, but when you look at the last few weeks, is this definitely one that you can't afford to even get a point from?
I think you hit the nail on the head. Every game's a must-win when we're in the position we're in. It's the halfway point of the season, so we get a chance to play every side again that we've played already, and it starts with Canberra. And I wouldn't read too much into their ladder position because they've played some really good football this year and have got some firepower up front. So we all know that we need to be at our best to try and nullify that and cause them problems going the other way.
When you have a result like the weekend and given the position on the ladder, and of course your first season as a full-time coach, is it any extra pressure now that you're full-time when results aren't going your way, that you know that there is a chance that maybe questions are going to be asked?
Well, I would hope that questions would be asked, because if they're not, then something worse is going on, which means we've become irrelevant, right? So we want to be relevant. We want to be, a strong force in this competition. We feel like we can be. We just need to play consistently across games and from week to week in order to achieve our best. And there's always going to be pressure. There's pressure on players, there's pressure on staff. So pressure is something that just comes with the territory, and that's something that we actually thrive off of. So I welcome the pressure.
Can I ask you, missing Dorber and Holmes again, how much, we saw the side last week without them, and just their experience more than anything probably that you miss out on. How important are they to the team, and how do you cover their loss?
Yeah, they're very important to our team, and I spoke last week about the fact that I don't feel like you can really replace players like that. So it's not about trying to replace them, it's about trying to match their output with other players that get an opportunity to play. So definitely big losses, but I've said all along that I feel good about the squad that we've got and the players that we've got in the squad to come in and do a job, and so we're going into this game really confident that the players we select will be able to get the job done if they execute correctly.